Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nolwazi, a 23-year-old woman was decided to take a U-turn. So, if you are new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy watching this. And if you are my returning subscriber, hi, hello, welcome back. So I want to talk about I want to talk about the previous video on how I said I wanted to talk about how community is worth the inconvenience, and I feel like I just ended up talking about why I wanted to talk about it, and then I just ended up wandering off, but it's fine. I'm gonna talk about it now and just like tell you what I meant by how community is worth the inconvenience. And I'm gonna talk about this just around my own experience. So when I started when okay, what can I say? When I started building my community, as in my friends and just all the other people that I like and they like me. Let me just talk about basically about my friendship group when I entered uni. So when I started hanging out with these girls, me being the introvert that I am, because before I was very introverted. I think I still am, but yeah, like better than first year. When I started off with these girls, I felt like, okay, at first I was really excited that I got to find people that I could vibe with, people that I could hang out with every day or every now and then. But because they would invite me to so many things, at some point I would feel like there's times when I wouldn't want to go because I was just like, oh my gosh, I get to interact again, being the introvert that I was. But I'm so glad that I really pushed myself during those uncomfortable times to just like, you know what, sure, I don't feel like hanging out today, but I can go because I really want to stay friends with these people. And for the most part, it really was like it started there. That's where I was with them. Like I would go hang out. Not because that sometimes I wanted to, but like because I felt I wanted to make friends with these people. And there's times where I would stay up all night and talk to them. Even though sometimes I felt like I needed to sleep, but I fought to my core that I was worth it. Like me putting myself in, like me inconveniencing myself sometimes, to be quite honest, it was worth it. It was worth it because that is how actually community is built. We actually owe each other something. I really do not subscribe to the idea that we don't owe each other anything. I really don't, and that's just how I feel. And yeah, and also at the same time, me being in this community has helped me know myself. I now know how to set boundaries. I now know how to say when I like how to, or I now know how to approach conflict. I also know to say how I feel because I used to be really inexpressive. Like it is through this community that I've learned how to be expressive. As you get like now I'm here talking to you because of that community. I feel like if I never had my community, I wouldn't be able to come on here and just talk, talk, and talk and talk because of how I was before I met those girls, before I became friends with those girls. So yeah, that is actually what I wanted to talk about when it comes to how community was worth the inconvenience. And then another thing that I want to talk about is I found I found something on the internet, and it's called the sunk cost fallacy. So I found that it's okay. What is it? So the sunk cost fallacy is a cognitive bias where people continue investing in something, whether time, money, or effort, because they've already invested so much, even when it's no longer beneficial or no longer healthy. And I want to talk about this because I feel like I have stayed this long in this degree because I I felt obligated. I just felt like, okay, I've already started this, so I might as well finish it. But like, I knew I hated it. I knew I hated it, and I've realized that a lot of people do suffer from this. Like, a lot of people stay in situations that they don't like or don't feel like they should be there, or these situations no longer even serve them, but these people stayed in these situations because they just felt like, oh, I've already invested so much. But truth is, you staying in that situation does not change, or it won't change just because you stayed longer, because you have invested a lot. It doesn't change. What you need to do is to decide, okay, I don't like this, then let me. Okay, I didn't mean to give you advice, but but yeah, I just feel like whenever you see that something no longer works for you, you just have to decide, okay, I've lost time, sure, but I can start here instead of losing some more time. I feel like that makes sense, you know? Because at the end of the day, it's not like we are going somewhere, like there's a final destination. There's actually none. Okay, maybe in other people's world there is, but I just feel like in my world there is no final destination. Like, literally the goal is to get to know myself and just like understand myself as a human and expand if there is a possibility that you get to expand your consciousness and all of those things. But yeah, I wanted to talk about that, but because I feel like I found the the word for it, because I didn't know what it was before. I just knew that, yeah, I feel like I've wasted a lot of time, so I might as well finish. I mean, it's closer to the finish line than it is from like a Kalin. But it would have meant that I'm taking 2 more years of like doing something that I don't like, which just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah. Last thing I want to talk about is that I have started rereading The Artist Way. So I did my weekly reading the other day, and on this week's task is to reread my morning pages. And when I tell you, excuse me, when I started the whole of the first week, I was just talking about how I wanted to be an artist, how I actually wanted to live my life as an artist and not whatever that I was doing. and I just was very much aware that I didn't like what I was doing, and I knew what I wanted to do now. It's so interesting. I really enjoy rereading these morning pages. I haven't finished because like there's a trend where I'm just like, when I started the morning pages, there's one thing that I was complaining about, and I kept stopping. Like I read 5 pages and I'm like, if I'm still complaining about this thing on the next page, on the next morning pages, I'm stopping. And this has been happening, but otherwise I'm already done with the first month, with the first 4 weeks of my morning pages. I'm already done, so left with 4 weeks more. But yeah, it's quite really interesting because I was just writing thoughts that I would have literally the second that I wake up. And there's a lot of insights, there's a lot of things that I noticed about myself, a lot of things that I've learned about myself when I was doing those pages. Yeah, I think that is, I don't know, I just felt I want to share it. But anyways, if you like what you heard, like what you're seeing, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Bye.